birds and they will tell you, ask the animals of the field, and they'll tell you, ask the leaves in the trees. Is it not the hand of God that is on all of this, that has created everything and given it life?
Right.
And it's like what you were saying. It's like, why do we think that we need to rely on ourselves in order to actually accomplish?
We've been fed this lie. Y'all have to understand, right? I'm recording, by the way. We've been fed this lie of an idea of what this reality really supposed to be about. We got misplaced values. We got the wrong concept for happiness. We got the wrong idea for peace, right? And we're going into times right now where people have to realize that we have been on the wrong path for too long as of now. So it should be a time where people start to listen to the alternative course, right? And it's not something that's laced with somebody that's trying to control you. It's not something that's laced with somebody that's trying to change you. It's literally being promoted by people who just want the same thing everybody feels. And that's the natural freedom that's flowing in everything around us, right? Getting back to life and harmony without all the hustle and bustle of the rat race and the stressing of the nervous system. You feel what I'm saying? We chasing dreams when all we need to do is just be chilling under a tree, having conversations and contemplating the stars and the universe and just experiencing life on levels that was meant to be experienced. We shouldn't be wasting time. Just think about it. They lying to us about how many hours are in a day. If I ask you right now, how many hours are in a day?
24 hours.
See, my man said there's 24 hours in a day. Now, a lot of y'all would agree to that because that's what they have taught us. But if you want to get down to the logic behind it, what's the definition of day? When the sun is up. Now, how many hours is the sun up?
Depends where you are. Right now, here it's almost 12.
Okay, so 12 hours. The sun is only up 12 hours, so it's 12 hours in a day. Now, if you really understood that there was only 12 hours in a day, would you be giving 8 hours to a workplace? You giving majority of your time to a workplace.
And then 2 hours to traffic too.
Right, so add that in for some of y'all commuters. You got 2 hours for traffic, and then you get home, you got to cook food. You get what I'm saying? So you literally have any time for yourself while the sun is up. As soon as the sun is down, ain't nobody trying to do nothing productive. You want to sit around and do something entertainment based. You want to watch some sports, you want to watch some TV, you want to go to the club, you want to play a video game. These things were created so you don't do anything productive on your own behalf.
Yeah, well, you're too depressed once the sun's out, not out anymore because you haven't gotten any sunlight all day,
That's if you don't even go out. If you're in the office all day, you're right. You're right. So your natural relationship between you and the sun ain't being kept up because you're indoors. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like that, right? The life we live all stems because we have been consistently and continuously maintaining a lie that continues to hurt us. Rihanna said it. I love the way you lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really love the way this world lies to us, and we continue to be stiff-necked and stubborn and take it, and then we have the audacity to ask God why. Why we ignore the Creator's plan that's clearly seen before us. If we have the intellect to literally investigate anything in nature and see the harmonious relationships between the organisms, why we can't find our place in this life? Why we can't find our place in this world if we the only organism that can walk around and see the differentiations between any organism and see their contributions to the life as a whole? We the only organism that can adapt to all climates in this dimension of world or plane or planet, whatever you want to call it. We the only organism with these abilities that can maneuver around and enjoy this heaven the way we supposed to, all the different fruits and vegetables and nuts and grains and climates and sights and smells and sceneries. I mean, there's so many different things that our visual, the reason why we have eyes, the reason why we have nose. Are we using it inside of a cubicle at the office? Are we using it just sitting in the house all day watching TV? Like, we have these beautiful creations and faculties that we're not even utilizing. And then we get mad when we don't have the happy life we're supposed to have. We got all these depressions or a medicine cabinet full of antidepressants.
Yeah. Well, and we're worried about, having the things that we need. Like you said, this is what caused us to be stuck in that cycle is we're like, okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But there's a reason in the scripture that Jesus told his disciples when they went to go and serve other
Don't
people.
take no money with you.
Don't take any money with you. Worry not for what you should wear or what you will eat. So if we're actually going back to that primordial way, the way that we were designed to serve other people, to love other people, and to help other people,
Right.
we need to trust that God's going to do that for us.
Right.
And that's really the problem. Is I don't think the problem is even all these changes. It's the lack of faith.
Right.
It's because faith is belief, and belief is power, you know?
Right.
And so when we're taking those actions to help other people and to do things for other people, and it's hard, it's not easy, but you know?
But this is the thing, right? I'm gonna show you. Now I'm gonna show you something. You reminded me of something I came to the realization of. The divine plan for all creation. A lot of people probably wonder, okay, yeah, we tired of this system, but what is the alternative, right? Y'all tell me if this is a good alternative. I know a lot of y'all may think, well, if nobody worked, then we wouldn't have the things that we're comfortable with right now. That's not true, because I'm gonna show you why. You have those of us who are, I'm gonna start off with the simple things that are clearly clear everything up. This is the divine way. We can literally keep a system in place and not have to pay nothing and everything free. Mark my words, the primordial way. Check this out. Now you already have a certain population of us who are morning people, who are night people, and who are evening people. They naturally are waking up early and they're productive in the morning or productive at those times. For those different time frames, for those people who can wake up in those times, we can all agree to contribute a certain amount of hours to whatever it is we are good at. Per whatever time we are up. Let's just say those morning people, they good at functioning early in the morning. They wake up, everybody contribute 4 hours or 3 hours towards whatever they have been gifted with by nature. Contribute it towards society, and then guess what? From when the time you get done, you can go and enjoy whatever you want to enjoy free of charge, because everybody would be on the same type of contribution hours for their time frame of what they want when they actually wake up, when their activity level is there. So therefore, if you have somebody that's good at blacksmithing, guess what? They making metal work. They making all this stuff that we are doing right now. The people that are doing right now that have a passion for the things they're doing, they can continue to do it to contribute to the things we have. And as long as they know they can have anything they want for free, as long as they know their contribution is why they can have these things for free, why wouldn't people contribute? And the people that we consider homeless right now, they have abilities and skills that are not useful in this civilization or this system, capitalistic system, that'd be useful in the primordial way. You feel what I'm saying? They're just their presence of being able to help carry some things in the market or anything. You feel what I'm saying? Their contribution of being there to support somebody emotionally. You feel what I'm saying? You know, the things that don't actually necessarily get a degree, but actually can help people fit spiritually and physically.
And a lot of these people too. This is one of my biggest qualms with people who talk down on homeless people. A lot of people don't realize that I would say arguably over 50, maybe even over 75% of people who are homeless, they were just in a bad spot. They were close to losing their house or close to not having money for rent. They lost their job. Maybe they got divorced and all these things happened. And then all of a sudden, they literally had no options. They had no family. They had nobody to rely on. They had no choice.
Right.
And so then they end up on the street. And then when you're on the street and there's a bunch of other people on the street, what are they doing? They're drinking, they're using drugs because they're depressed. They're in a state of hell, right?
Reality, right?
And so then those people get into those things, and then now you look at them as a bum, but really they're someone who had skills that were able to contribute to this society, and nobody values them. So when you talk to these people, you'd be surprised
on what they possess,
on what they actually
knowledgeable
possess,
as hell, on what they own and what they lost. And I talked to a few of them.
And you know what you
were
saying?
They're the kindest people too, bro.
Absolutely, and they'll give you the shirt off their back.
Literally.
Seriously, but what you were saying too, I think there's some truth to what you were saying about this system, the way that we can, the way that we can do things this way. Because when you look at like countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, a few of these countries, they don't have any specific program for their school from like elementary to like high school. You know what I mean? Or from primary school to high school. They don't have any specific program. They let people learn what they want to learn. And when those people do that, then once they graduate high school, which they didn't have to pass any exams to graduate, they literally focused on learning what they wanted to learn.
Right.
Once they graduate high school, then they go to university. University is free, it's paid for by the government, and they specialize in whatever they decided that they thought was right for their life. And guess what? Those countries are some of the most productive countries. They have the highest number of university graduates, and they have people and they have high taxes, but everybody's able to live with a quality and standard of life that's much higher than most countries.
And I didn't even know that. What did I say? Norway?
Norway, Sweden, Denmark. So,
Yeah.
so what you're saying has truth behind it. I mean, that's the beginning of that. So if we
Right.
look at doing things in that way,
Right.
where we're able to let people have that creative ability and have the way of thinking and doing things that is natural to them,
Right.
they're actually way more functional as members of society
Exactly.
than if you try and
Instead of
put them
being-
inside of this box.
You're right. You have to teach them this. What they, you feel what I'm saying? They don't have this, but you want them to acquire this. Yes, some of us can be liquid and learn things to repeat and be robotic, but at the same time, we were born with certain gifts and talents that were needed at this point in time. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I originally started this page with Magnetic Charisma, is to teach people to be who they are, because that's what's wrong. That's what's missing in the world. You feel what I'm saying? Too many people pretending to be somebody who they're not, and we're not meeting those people on a real level, and we're missing out on connections that need to be connected. You feel what I'm saying? I don't mean to be getting too confusing, but
The real question you got to ask yourself is, who are you?
right. And like I said, if we have a system where everybody contributes a certain amount of hours, and with the idea that when I clock out, I get to go to the store and eat whatever I want. But this is the thing. With a system like this, we have to promote health and balance. We can't just we can't just let freedom be our detriment for what you call unhealthy habits or anything of that nature. So therefore, it'll be freedom to knowledge, freedom to contribute, freedom to do whatever we're supposed to do, and always keep that harmony in life. If we have the ability to see harmony in nature, we should be able to replicate that harmony in our own systems. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the ancients did, and that's what we need to realize. That's how we keep what the ancients had. They had peace. They didn't have all the diseases we had. They didn't have all the early deaths. They didn't have all the wars that we had. Don't let those who tell the story now tell us a bunch of lies. They've been telling us that we came from caveman Ooga, but yet they keep digging up stuff that's dated way back when that they can't even figure out how to operate. So therefore, they had more advanced information and technology back then, and we're learning to actually use it in these days and time. But what we're not seeing is those people way back then, they were in nature. They harmonized with life. They didn't make anything destructive to life. Everything was biodegradable. That's why you don't have many cities still standing, because everything was meant to dissolve back into life. You know what I'm saying?
You look, there's an explorer in 1906. He was like a doctor. He worked in the medical field, right? And he was an explorer, and he went to the Arctic, to the far north, and he ended up getting stuck there because of his boat crashing or something.
Right.
And he lived with the Inuits for 8 months.
Right.
And the Inuits' diet was 80% fat.
Right.
They ate seal, whale, and all these things. And him going there at first, he was like, well, I was craving all these vegetables and all this stuff, And then he ate that diet of purely meat and fat with them for 8 months. And he came back and he told everyone in America, like, I'm a doctor or whatever, and I never saw one person there who had the symptoms of cancer, diabetes, any of these problems that we're dealing with, all that, like they had no sickness, no illness there.
Right.
And he was like, and he went back and told them that we can eat this way and people will be healthy. And everybody basically called him crazy and said that it's
But see,
and all the studies and everything said, that diet is impossible and you shouldn't do it, it's bad for you and all this stuff. But he had just gone there and proven that he was healthier than he'd ever been after that, right?
But it was only healthy for that environment.
Yeah.
Because the things that attack you in a more temperate environment, the bacteria and stuff that exists in this environment don't exist in those
That's
areas.
true. Yeah.
So you
You
have
need
to
the
take,
fruit.
You have to take that all into consideration, because the bacteria and the ecosystems are minimized in those cold regions where you can eat basically just enough to give you energy. Your body just metabolizes straight energy at that point. It doesn't have to worry about fighting off foreign objects because everything around it is dead. Nothing can live in those climates. Nothing like pathogens and bacteria and viruses can't survive in climates like that. It's Arctic. So therefore the diet can sustain you because all you need is energy. So, but in this area, you need the different, what you call antibacterial, antifungal, anti-different. And that's
like papaya seeds and all these things. Like when you get sick here, you eat a papaya and you feel better.
Exactly. All this stuff provides for the bacteria that is in this environment. Also, see, that analyzation, the difference between the ecosystems. Yes, this diet is for that ecosystem, but in this ecosystem, you have different viruses, different bacteria, everything that's going to attack you. You need damn sure way more than just meat, because meat doesn't give you that protection layer.
And then
what does meat doesn't give you no protection layer at all. Really.
Well, we're speaking on this, but most of the time now people are eating processed foods, and
It ain't
seed
got
oils and sugars
no
and
type of
maltodextrin and all this stuff, right?
You're right. So you're right.
So then that's creating a breeding ground for sickness in your body.
You're right. And staying indoors.
Yeah.
Not even evolving with the natural bugs that's outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're supposed to be getting
Naturally vaccinated, that's
by
right.
being out amongst these different organisms by, giving our body that exposure. But when we're not exposed to it, we're not eating the right stuff, we're not exercising, we're not getting sunlight. It's literally we doing everything working against our system. And then we wondering why we having all the different ailments and diseases and, you feel me, problems. But we're not moving, we're not living how we're supposed to live. And then we can crime. Put a tiger in a 3'5" cage where it can't move about with all the muscles and stuff. Give it 3 months, it's gonna be nothing but skin. Give it another 2 months, it's gonna be close to dead, depressed, and all type of diseases. Same thing for us. We literally seeing what the human body is doing. Is getting put to unnatural nervous triggers called capitalism. We're paying for things that are free because we have been taught that these things cost for things. Every tree that you walk past in your neighborhood or walk down your street that it doesn't bear fruit, it's by design. Because the effort that was put in planting that tree could have put a fruit tree there. But that fruit tree would stop people from going to grocery stores. So just imagine every tree that you have ever seen down your city blocks, down your neighborhood parks, they would put there by design that they wasn't fruit trees, berry bushes, strawberry trees, grape. I'm talking about, just remember how they used to be when we were kids. I'm 37, so back I remember seeing raspberry bushes and stuff like that. But nowadays you don't see none of this stuff planted because they want you to go to the store, and you can't go to the store unless you have money. You can't get money unless you work, and you can't work for anybody unless you work for somebody that's been doing it for a while. And they got corporations called Work For Me. It's called modern day slavery, people. We don't need to be working for nobody because the Creator gave us everything for free. You feel what I'm saying? They just washed it off and put it in the package and put it inside an air-conditioned warehouse and told you to come buy it from them. When all you got to do is take the seeds of it, which they trying to stop. That's why they making them genetically modified and seedless. Y'all think that's a good ass idea? It's a dumb ass idea. It's making you dependent on the system, so you can't grow your own crops. You feel what I'm saying? But as long as you grow your own crops, just think about it. Y'all working to go buy produce. Y'all working to go buy fruits and vegetables and anything of meats that y'all can go fish, y'all can go plant, y'all can go get this stuff right out of the ground for free and relax. Chill, wait for it to produce. Like literally grow with the seasons. That's why the ancients praised certain time frames of the year, not for freaking holidays, what you call nowadays. Y'all doing freaking Thanksgiving for what? Y'all ain't honoring the freaking the what you call the harvest festival with all your produce and stuff coming in. That's what the Passover and all that stuff was really supposed to mark, all your different harvesting times. You feel what I'm saying? The different times,
all the feasts.
All the feasts where we supposed to be grateful for the different changes in seasons where we yield different forms of crops. So we know these different crops gonna give us different feelings and we're gonna have different vibrations and all that, man. We lost track of all that. We need to get back to it, man. Y'all running around behind this bullshit. But yes, you use technology to point us back to nature. Instead of letting us point us to some disconnected from nature, getting more away from nature, let's use AI to learn more about the different plant life forms that can benefit us in getting rid of some of these diseases. Let's see what these different plant forms and life forms hold inside of them using AI to see what they can do to benefit us in longevity. You feel what I'm saying?
Instead of using AI to try and see if there's life on Mars, why don't we create life here where we are already?
Right. Let's go ahead and follow up with what our Creator put us and gave us it to begin with. Let's harmonize this life. You feel me? It's been given to us. You feel me? The first commandment was to till the earth. You feel me? Till the earth and be fruitful and multiply. So, and what would if we want to go to the Bible, and a lot of us don't agree with the beginning story, but guess what? If we want to rely on the beginning story for all the Christians out there, Adam's first instructions was to sit down with the Most High and name every plant and animal on earth. He named every plant and animal on earth. So guess what you think his descendants had to do? The exact same thing. We're supposed to know the name of every plant and animal on earth.
And
but how many of us
dominion
do?
over them too.
We've been given dominion over things, but we don't even know their contribution to what we in. We just think they're just there for our own likes, for aesthetics. No, they have medicinal purposes. They have nutritional purposes. They have psychological, spiritual purposes, but we haven't discovered them because we've been going to school researching bull crap. You feel what I'm saying? To help us be better corporate slaves. Because once the corporate system fall off and don't be no more, the lights turn off. How many of y'all know which way is north and south? How many of y'all know how to survive off of just, nature? How many of y'all can live off of the land? Like, seriously, how many of y'all know which fruits or which mushrooms you can eat? Which berries you can eat? You feel what I'm saying? How many of y'all can live just literally off of the land? Like the people in Africa or in the Amazon or in anywhere around the world that don't rely on electricity.
At least buy a book on wild plants in your region.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like seriously,
I got a book for y'all to actually get. I got a few books for y'all to get, and y'all gonna be able to get them from my Shopify. I'm gonna get me some money off of this. Create me a store for y'all to get the books, so y'all get the information where y'all can be self-sufficient and not relying on Uncle Sam or Uncle Jam or goddamn. We got 20 minutes of that good.